AI is without a doubt taking over us, but I don't really think they can. I don't really believe that because like someone could just turn it off. But I decided I'd use it in my favor because, well, you know me. I talk about the movies, I played the games, but we're here to talk about a movie today. Specifically, my top 5 favorite. But that's not what this video is about. I write a lot of my scripts for the big videos, you know, like yesterday's video. Did you guys watch that one? You should have. I've hyped it up for about a year now. So, yeah. Today, I let AI write a movie script for my top 5 favorite films, and there's even a bonus one at the end. So basically, when I typed it into ChatGPT, yeah, that's what I used. I said, write me a YouTube script on the movie, colon, blank. And then it gave me it. They're pretty much all the same. There are some differences because different movies. But then the very end, well, we'll get there eventually. But starting off with my favorite film of all time, Bruce Almighty. Now, I wrote the script. It took me over 6 months to write that script for yesterday's video. This one did it in like 30 seconds. So let's do that. And obviously, this has told me to play some movie clips. I can't do that. If there's a quote that needs to happen, I will do my best to replicate it because, you know, I'm pretty good at that. So, all right. Upbeat music playing. Camera pans in on host sitting in a cozy room filled with movie posters. There's no movie posters in here. Just me. So, we can't do that. All right. So, here we go. What's up, movie lovers? Welcome back to Jackman Gaming, your number one stop for all things movies, memes, and mayhem. What? Today we're diving into the ultimate comedy where Jim Carrey gets the ultimate job promotion. God. That's right, I'm talking about Bruce Almighty. That's a... Alright, and Jim Carrey shouting, I am Bruce Almighty. I mean, let's be real. Who wouldn't want to control the universe for a day? Make the sun shine on command. Part your soup like Moses, and yes, pull the moon. That's what it says. That's actually what it says in Closer for that special romantic moment. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bruce does all of that and more. So buckle up, because this review is about to get divine. I don't think I could ever write something like that. Alright, part 1, the plot. We'll go through it as quickly as we can, because I don't want to waste your time. Okay. It actually just starts out with... Okay. So the movie starts with Bruce Nolan, played by the rubber-faced legend himself, Jim Carrey. You know him. I've talked about him a few times here. Bruce is your average TV news reporter who's stuck doing the lame human interest stories, like covering the biggest cookie in Buffalo, New York. Yeah, riveting stuff. It is. That was interesting. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. When I just have a random quote, it's because there's a random quote in the middle of the script here. Bruce's life is a hot mess. He's passed up for a promotion. His dog pees in his house. He's kind of a jerk to his awesome girlfriend, Grace, played by the queen of wholesomeness, Jennifer Aniston. Okay, kind of interesting. Things get worse, and Bruce eventually snaps, yelling at God for screwing his life. Smite me, oh mighty smiter! And guess what? God's like, all right, you think you can do better? Take the wheel. Boom! Suddenly, Bruce has God's powers, and let me tell you, things get wild. Part 2, Bruce the God. Now that Bruce has all these godly powers, what does he do first? Help humanity, cure diseases, end world hunger? That's what it told me to do here. Nah, Bruce does what anyone would do. He messes around. He makes his dog use the toilet, makes his car park traffic like the Red Sea, and uses his powers to get back at his douchey co-worker, Evan Baxter, played by Steve Carell. Absolute comedy gold. Jim Carrey's in peak form, people. Every scene is packed with his signature physical comedy. He's dancing, he's shouting, he's even controlling other people's mouths like a human ventriloquist. It's ridiculous, but also like the most fun you'll ever have watching someone abuse cosmic powers. A host mimics Bruce pulling the moon closer. Going back up here. Not across the light, but just back up a little bit. Gotta get the moon in here. My dog's on the back porch. He's looking at me weirdly. That hurt. I don't know why that hurt. Okay, and now I'm talking in a serious voice, guys. But hold up. It's not all laughs and toilet trained dogs, folks. This movie's got a message. Really? I feel like I talked about that yesterday. Turns out being God isn't all that cracked up to be. Bruce learns that answering everyone's prayers isn't as simple as saying yes to everything. I did not read these when I made them, when I typed it in today. I watched it make it, but I didn't actually read it. So these are funny. Cue emotional clip of Grace prayers to... Okay, that's not a quote. Bruce realizes that the real miracles aren't parting your suit or making someone else slip on a banana peel. When did that happen? Real miracles are the little things, like love, forgiveness, and letting a higher power take the reins. Deep, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to wipe a fake tear. Honestly, I did when I wrote the review, like, of the actual movie. This is not making me anything. Like, I feel nothing. Okay, part 4, final thoughts. All in all, Bruce Almighty is a hilarious feel-good movie with just the right mix of comedy and heart. Jim Carrey is in top form, the plot's clever, and Morgan Freeman as God. I mean, come on, it doesn't get cooler than that. That is true. I've been saying that for a while now. I'm God. That was a pretty good one, actually. So if you're in the mood to laugh and get a little philosophical about life, if you're in the mood to laugh and get a little philosophical about life, free will, and, the universe, definitely check this one out. It told me to point at the camera. That's it for today's review. Let me know in the comments if you had God's powers for a day, what was the first thing you'd do? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future reviews, breakdowns, or just be doing this. Is this a problem for you, AI? Is this, what I'm doing here, a problem for you? The host waves hands dramatically as he's controlling the camera. What, like this, like, love me? Oh, host in God's deep voice. Like and subscribe or face divine consequences. Ha! 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 This told me to laugh. Alright, see you next time. I don't have any outro music and my camera can't zoom out. Okay, that was... I honestly think mine was better. I'm just going to say that because, I wrote it. This took 30 seconds. Mine took 6 months. So... Alright, next up. The Greatest Showman. This was the first one I asked you to do. So my plan was to just do one. And that was it. Like, just to do one because I wanted to re-talk about The Greatest Showman. But I thought, hey, maybe AI can do that. And since I knew how, this was pretty short, I knew I could do it real fast, I made more. So, we're doing top 5. Alright. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into a musical masterpiece that captured the hearts of millions, The Greatest Showman. Whether you've seen it once or 100 times, there's no denying the magic that this movie brings to the screen. So what makes this an incredible film? Stick around to find out. Yeah, stick around, I'm going to tell you in the next 3 seconds. Scene 1, the story and themes. First of all, let's talk about the story. The Greatest Showman tells the story of P.T. Barnum's rise from humble beginnings to creating the world-famous circus we know today. But the real beauty lies in its underlying themes. Self-acceptance, follow your dreams, and celebrating differences. These universal messages make the movie relatable to so many people no matter who you are. Can't lie, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good opening. It's about embracing who you are, and this to me encapsulates the message perfectly. The film encourages us to accept ourselves and each other, no matter how different we may seem. It's actually pretty good. Scene 2, the music, the heart of the film. There you go. Now we have to talk about the music. When I say, when I'm not exaggerating. I'm not, making up my own thing. They're actually putting this stuff in there. I'm not making this up. Like I said, the moon last time. This is saying have. Talk about the music. This film would not be the same without the incredible soundtrack. Every song is packed with emotion and energy. Even my least favorite song of the film is still a B-tier song. It's amazing. Tracks like A Million Dreams and Never Enough stay with you long enough after the credits roll. I would say the songs that I actually liked stuck with me more, but, cut to a quick run. Okay. Whether it's the high-energy show-stopping anthem of The Greatest Show that carries on the film, or the emotional powers of Never Enough, the music elevates the storytelling to another level. Every song feels purposeful, driving the plot and deepening our connection with the characters. Scene 3, the cast's stellar performance, dude. I want to do that voice. Of course, we can't talk about The Greatest Showman without praising the cast. Hugh Jackman shines as P.T. Barnum, showing off his acting chops and incredible singing voice. But he's not only the standout. Zac Efron and Zendaya's chemistry in Real Star is absolutely electric. And I never learned how to say her name. Kuala Settle's performance in This Is Me, a true show stealer. The cast brings so much passion and authenticity to the roles that you can't help but to get emotionally invested in their stories. Scene 4. Stunning visuals and cinematography. The Greatest Showman isn't just about what you hear, it's about what you see too. The visuals in this movie are stunning. From the vibrant costumes of larger-than-life set pieces, everything pops on screen. The circus performances are jaw-dropping, beautiful, with perfectly timed choreography and seamless special effects. Every shot feels like a work of art, adding to the film's overall sense of spectacle and wonder. Scene 5. Emotional impact and cultural relevance. Lastly, let's talk about the emotional impact. This movie isn't just visually musical stunning, it means something. The Greatest Showman resonates because it's more about entertainment. It's about hope, acceptance, and chasing your dreams, no matter how impossible they may seem. In a world that sometimes feels divisive, The Greatest Showman reminds us of the power of inclusion and love. It's a celebration of humanity, and that's why it connects with so many people. Final thoughts. So there you have it. 5 reasons why The Greatest Showman is an absolutely amazing film. From its unforgettable soundtrack and powerful performances, its stunning visuals and heartfelt messages, it's a movie that continues to inspire and entertain audiences around the world. If you haven't seen it yet, well, what are you waiting for? And if you have, well, there's no harm in watching it again. Let me know in the comments which song is your favorite from the movie, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more film breakdowns just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This actually does sound like something I'd write. Like, honestly, this was a really good job. I like this one. This, honestly, I'm not going to start using AI to write scripts, but that was pretty good. Alright, next up is Liar Liar. Scroll back up here. Alright. Excited tone. Let's get excited, guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Jackman Gaming. Today we're diving into the comedy classic from the 90s, Liar Liar. That's right, Jim Carrey at his absolute comedic best. No, that's not true. If you've never seen this movie, trust me, you're in for a treat. Okay, I didn't mean it like, this movie is still funny. Like, really, really funny. I just don't think it's his funniest film. This is like, it's still really good comedy, but I do think Ace Ventura is better in the comedy department. You're in for a treat, and if you have, well, let's relive those laughs and look at what makes this movie so timeless. So Liar Liar was released in 1997, directed by Tom Shadyac, and it's a fast-talking, morally challenged lawyer, Fletcher Reed, who's played by Jim Carrey, of course. His life takes a wild turn when his son makes a birthday wish that, for one whole day, his dad can't lie. Sounds simple enough, right? But as you might guess, hilarity ensures. Oh my gosh, yes it does. Okay, I gotta smile while I'm reading this, so, you know what? The genius of this movie lies in Jim Carrey's performance. I'm not doing that. His physical comedy is off the charts. Everything from the way he contorts his face to the wild gestures, it's classic Carrey. And he pulls out the role of a man forced to tell the truth, the most awkward situations with such brilliant energy. I mean, look at this. Okay, this is supposed to be like I just put a scene in, so I'm gonna read out what it wants me to do. Cut to clip from the movie where Fletcher tries to lie but physically can't, failing around in frustration. Okay, can you imagine? Have you seen the movie? If not, then just go along with it. I mean, look at this. He can't lie to save his life. Literally. The scene where he tries to lie but physically can't is one of the best moments in the film. His body is practically fighting against himself, and Carrey says the whole thing perfectly. Okay, serious tone time. But it's not just about the laughs. Liar Liar is a surprisingly heartfelt story. At its core, it's about a father realizing what he's missing out on, what's really important, his relationship with his son. The movie balances it. It's over-the-top humor and a message about honesty, family, and redemption. Fletcher's journey to become a better dad is what grounds this film and makes it more than just a slapstick comedy. Of course, no movie is perfect. The plot is pretty straightforward and some might say predictable, but honestly, that's not the point here. This is a movie that is meant to make you laugh, and Liar Liar delivers in spades. What does that even mean? Am I just old? I don't even know. Plus, Carrey's performance elevates the whole thing. It's moments like these that make this movie unforgettable. Whether it's Fletcher trying to be a good lawyer without lying, or have good, or the absurd courtroom scenes, Liar Liar never stops being entertaining. So what's the verdict on Liar Liar? Well, if you're looking for a fun, feel-good movie with a perfect mix of slapstick and heart, this is a must-watch. Jim Carrey fans especially won't be disappointed. It's a perfect showcase of his talent and comedic timing, and even after 20 years, the movie still holds up as the best comedies of the 90s. That's all for today's review. Have you seen Liar Liar? What's your favorite Jim Carrey moment in this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome movie reviews. And until next time, keep laughing. That is, the first one we read, that was funny. Like, that was funny. that made me die laughing. This is just like that, and The Greatest Showman was actually something I might actually write. So, next up, The Dark Knight. I don't know how long this one is. It's pretty long. It's still going. Okay. Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving deep into Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, the film that redefined the superhero genre and gave us one of the most iconic villains in cinematic history and left an undeniable mark on modern filmmaking. It actually did. That was a... Okay, so I asked the same thing for all 5 of these reviews. Give me a YouTube script on these movies. Didn't it give me, like, for, like, what was it, Bruce Almighty or The Greatest Showman? It would, like, put me in a room with a bunch of posters. Now it's wanting me to put me in a moody room with Batman collectibles, film posters, and dim lighting. Like, I just had those things on hand. Like, when The Dark Knight hit theaters in 2008, it was more than just a sequel to Batman Begins. It was a game changer. No, it was Batman Begins, but better. With its complex narrative, gritty realism, and morally ambiguous character that blurred the lines between good and evil in a way that few superhero films have done before. At its core, this movie isn't just about Batman fighting crime. It's about Gotham's soul, the nature of heroism, and the chaotic threat posed by Heath Ledger's unforgettable portrayal of the Joker. That is true. That is probably in my top 10 best film characters of all time. He's amazing. The plot follows Bruce Wayne, now fully entrenched as Batman, as he faces the rising wave of chaos in Gotham City. Batman City. Led by the Joker, a criminal mastermind who's less interested in the money or power and more in plunging the city into pure anarchy. But The Dark Knight isn't just a superhero versus supervillain showdown. It's layered narrative that intertwines multiple arcs. Bruce Wayne's internal struggle with his dual identity, Harvey Dent's tragic fall from grace, and Joker's relentless physiological warfare. That's true. That handled it really well, actually. Now let's talk about Heath Ledger's Joker. This is the part I was waiting for. The performance is legendary. From its unpredictable nature to his twisted scene of humor, Ledger's Joker is terrifying, magnetic, and chaotic. He's not just a villain, he's a force of nature. Yeah. He's not interested in wealth or ruling Gotham. His goal is to challenge Batman's sense of morality, and to prove that, under related circumstances, anyone can fall into his madness. His performance is a powerhouse. It earned him a posthumous Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Too bad he died. One reason Dark Knight resonates so deeply with this exploration of moral dilemmas. The film repeatedly asks, what would you do in a world that's falling apart? Can you maintain your principles, or will you compromise them to survive? There's most evidence in Harvey Dent's character arc, while starting as the city's White Knight. His descent into madness, his Two-Face symbolizes the most vigorous that can be, the vitreous that can be corrupted by tragedy and trauma. Can you stop? No one is grounded in this movie in realism. There are no superpowers here. Instead, we see practical effects, I think Chase Farrell also said this production. Real world stunts and characters who feel vulnerable despite their larger-than-life personas. The cinematography, Hans Zimmer's pulse-pounding score, and the meticulous editing all come together to create an immersive experience. The Dark Knight not only became a massive box office success, grossing over $1 billion worldwide, but also broke new ground in the superhero genre. It was a critical daring, and it was success led to changes in how the Academy viewed genre films, with many believing it paved the way for films like Black Panther to be nominated for Best Picture. Was it really nominated for Best Picture? I didn't know that. It is rare for a film, the superhero genre, to resonate so deeply on a cultural and cinematic level. But The Dark Knight did just that. It gave us a villain who continues to haunt our imaginations and a hero faced with impossible choices in a city that reflects on its own world's chaos and hope. So why does The Dark Knight hold up over a decade later? Almost 2 decades. That's crazy. It's not just because of action or iconic performances. It's because the film dares to ask difficult questions, and it refuses to give easy answers. It is a superhero film that transcends its genre and continues to be studied, celebrated, and loved. And that, my friend, is why The Dark Knight remains a cinematic masterpiece. What are your thoughts on the film? Did you think it would change the superhero genre? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to... When I read this, I read the ending. When I thought it said, no, don't forget to like, subscribe, man. Like it's Shaggy. Like, don't forget to like, subscribe, man. And it was like, subscribe, hit the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Oh, and hit the notification bell for more Dude Does in the world of cinema. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. What I have in my mind is different from what I write on the paper. Like, that is what is in my mind. But I don't know how I'm not putting that on, like, the actual script. But of course, for the Wheel series, I didn't have a script. I literally spun the wheel, didn't know what I was talking about. Boom, that's what I was talking about today. I didn't have a script for that. Our next up, my fifth favorite movie is actually a recent one I watched. We're gonna read this one about Castaway, actually. And I've never talked about this movie before on the channel, so the only time you're gonna hear actual thoughts is not technically from me. But if you want to hear thoughts from me, you gotta wait till like January until I get the video out. So, standing alone on a desert island is a nightmare for most of us that we can't imagine. But for Chuck Noland, played by Tom Hanks in Castaway, it becomes a reality. Stranded, isolated, and disconnected from the world, his only company is a volleyball named Wilson. Today we'll take a deep dive into this gripping story of survival and self-discovery. The story begins with Chuck Noland, a FedEx systems analyst living a fast-paced, time-obsessed life. His job takes him around the world solving logistical problems with precision, but the world he controls is suddenly shattered when his plane crashes into the vast Pacific Ocean. See, this is different because, like, I don't have a script for this. I had a script for Bruce Almighty and The Greatest Showman, so I could compare the two. But, you know, and I could also compare what I talked about in Liar Liar and Dark Knight. So this is different. So he crashes, and for the next 4 years, Chuck's life becomes a daily struggle to meet basic needs: food, water, shelter, things we often take for granted. We watch him evolve from a man dependent on technology to someone entirely reliant on his own resourcefulness. Now, there is something I noticed in this movie. Two things, actually. One, I don't know if it'll be in here, but, you know, that'd be cool if it was. But the other one is basically how I see the movie. So I wonder if they'll put it in here. The process of survival isn't glamorous, and that's what makes Castaway so compelling. The film doesn't shy away from showing the painful reality of truly being alone. One of the most iconic aspects of Castaway is Chuck's unexpected companion, Wilson, a volleyball, who didn't win Best Supporting Actor. On the surface, Wilson seems like a simple object, but he becomes so much more. Wilson symbolizes Chuck's desperate need for connection. Alone on the island, Chuck projects his thoughts and emotions onto this inanimate object, allowing him to hold some semblance of humanity. Wilson is more than just a volleyball. He is a lifeline to Chuck's sanity. Beyond survival, Castaway explores deeper themes of time, isolation, and the human spirit. The stark contrast between Chuck's hyper-scheduled life before the crash and the timeless isolation of the island forces us to question how we interact with time in our own lives. In the absence of clocks and deadlines, Chuck is left with nothing but his thoughts, his primal needs, and the weight of his loneliness. He is forced to confront himself, and in doing so, we see his transformation from a man driven by external pressures to one who finds peace and simplicity. I need to answer this text, and we'll continue after the break. Okay. Entering the island, Chuck sees a chance to escape, building a raft and braving the open sea. His rescue is bittersweet. Returning home, Chuck is faced with the reality that his life is moving on without him. His fiancée, played by Helen Hunt, has married and started a family, leaving Chuck to navigate a world that no longer seems familiar. But despite everything he lost, Chuck gains something invaluable, a new perspective on life. In the end, Castaway isn't just about survival on a deserted island. It's about surviving the chaos of life, finding meaning in adversity, and discovering what truly matters. Through Chuck's journey, we are reminded that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit has the power to endure, to adapt, and ultimately find its way back home. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Castaway and want to see more deep dives into your favorite films, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. What did Castaway teach you about survival and the human spirit? Let us know. See you in the next video. I don't know why they made me laugh so much. So they didn't have what I thought was going to be in here. And so, you want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? Wait your turn. Okay, bonus time. I asked for, and I quote, write me the dumbest YouTube script for the movie Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I would never say this stuff to you guys, but I'm gonna die laughing reading this. Are you ready? Are you ready for? You're not ready for this. Welcome, fellow dum-dums, to the dumbest recap of the dumbest movie with the dumbest detective ever. That's where we're talking about Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. You like animals? You like questionable hairstyles? You like facial expressions so extreme they should be illegal? Well, you're in the right place. Meet Ace Ventura. No, he's not a cop. He's not a spy. He's a pet detective. Yep, he finds lost animals. Why? Because nobody else will. The police, useless. FBI, don't even bother. Ace is on the case. Ace talks to animals like Dr. Doolittle on a caffeine bender. Does it make sense? Absolutely not. Is it funny? You bet it is. He's got a knack for sniffing out trouble, literally. In fact, he smells everything, like all the time, like he's some sort of weird human bloodhound. I don't think I could have said it any better myself. And then we get to the most important part of the movie, the mission. No, Ace isn't looking for a missing person or tracking down a criminal mastermind. He's looking for a dolphin. Yes, folks. The entire plot revolves around a missing football team mascot dolphin named Snowflake. Big stakes here. Big stakes. Oh my gosh, this is great. Ace takes his job very seriously. Oh, it's great. Literally, there's a raccoon doing his taxes in the corner, a parrot on the phone with the IRS, and I'm pretty sure a penguin's living in his fridge rent-free. Hey, Chilly Willy, you got my rent this month, or we gonna have a problem? Is that really in the movie? I think that was just made by ChatGPT. Let's talk about the real challenge here. Finding out who took Snowflake. Ace doesn't use normal detective methods like fingerprints or DNA. Nope! He looks around a lot. And he sometimes smells things. And when that doesn't work, he starts harassing everyone in Miami. Here he is, breaking into someone's house, squeezing toothpaste out of a tube for no reason whatsoever. Yep, Sherlock who. And then comes the wig scene. If you ever want to see Jim Carrey in a tutu, this is your moment. It's so dumb that it transcends dumbness and becomes art. They're not wrong. But this is the moment that you lose all brain cells. Maybe, but it's worth it. He's undercover, I think. Honestly, who knows at this point? After all the chaos and the dumb animal antics, Ace finally confronts the real villain. And how does he solve the case? Not through brilliant deduction. Not through clever detective work. No, he solves the case by making faces and noises. Look at this man's face! And the real mystery here is how a face is even attached to the skull. But Ace does it. He saves the day, rescues the dolphin, and rides off into the sunset. Well, kinda. It says cut to Ace and Snowflake splashing in the water in slow motion while Chariots of Fire plays for no reason. I asked for dumb, and I got it. There you have it, folks. A detective who doesn't detect, a dolphin who doesn't care, and a plot that makes so much sense, as much as the penguin in the snowstorm. It's dumb. It's loud. It's Ace Ventura, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Like and subscribe if you too enjoy movies where logic goes to die. See you next time, dum-dums. So there you go. I am not going to start using ChatGPT because I feel like I have a lot more to say than what they're saying. I catch things in movies that AI wouldn't, but that's a good baseline for what I wanted to say. That's basically what I see in The Greatest Showman, because The Greatest Showman isn't like a comedy. I didn't catch something in the background that I'd like, well, that was a funny gag. So, you know, like, that, I could have passed that Greatest Showman off of my own, but the rest of them, like, that's a good baseline to start with, but I would never actually use that script. So, I'm happy with what I did with my scripts, but this is just a fun little thing to do. Let me know if you want to see more. Maybe the worst movies I've ever seen put in a script. But yeah, sorry this one was a little long, and I'm probably going to lose my breath, but see you next time. Bye-bye.